Hello all, it's your girl Simona, back with another video. So, first a little announcement, your girl has done it. She did it, she done did it. Congratulations to her. She has finally created a different pop socket using different molds. I've had a lot of people complain, telling me that these characters don't have gems that are shaped like hearts. I know this. I have known this for quite some time. I know that Harry Potter has nothing to do with Steven Universe. I know that Garnet doesn't have a heart-shaped gem. And I know that Amethyst doesn't have a heart-shaped gem either. But it's okay, because art goes evolving. We go discovering different things to use. And in my case, I have found different gem molds for my resin pop sockets. So I'm going to be showing you guys today how I make some of these guys. Now the way that I'm making it today is not how I would normally make it. I'm just showing you how I mix different colors, how I make different textures in the resin. This is all pretty simple stuff. You're going to see the type of resin I use, some of the type of inks that I use, and the glitters, which is very similar to the stuff that I use for my Demolding silicone. So without further ado, from the comfort of my nice quarantine home, I am going to be speaking to you about how I make these lovely resin pop sockets. Now, the actual pop sockets that I purchase, that I attach these to, I do buy them online. It's pretty easy to find empty ones, and you just super glue your resin charms on them. And I really try to have fun with different types of designs, different colors. Sometimes I theme it to a character in particular. Sometimes I just do whatever I feel like, because I'm allowed, and so are you. So let's get started. Okay, so I highly recommend getting yourself a measuring cup that's made of plastic. And I highly recommend the AB resin, as you see here. Here I'm using an old bottle that I was just finishing up, but it is the same type as I just showed you. And those I bought on Amazon, I'm pretty sure. If not, eBay, Etsy, a lot of sellers sell these. It's so simple because you mix it to a 1-to-1 ratio, and you mix it thoroughly. I highly recommend about 3 minutes of mixing. If you need a timer, technology exists. And then you start putting them into your molds. Now, as you can see, I haven't added any color yet, and that's because I wanted to make each one of these molds a different color for each different gem. So you are definitely allowed to mix into your mixing cup and have all of your molds be made with the same color resin, but in my case, I'm going color by color. So as you can see here, I'm going in with some blue. Now it's very important to know your inks, know which ones are opaque and which ones are transparent. So this is a transparent blue. It's gonna give me a blue that's see-through, but it's pretty deep. Knowing how many drops to do is kind of hit or miss with what the brand that you got is. And then it's up to you as an artist to add, you know, glitter and mica and all that lovely addition stuff. For this next one, I'm going with some glow-in-the-dark pink, which, as I said in my past Demolding video, that ink is just powdered glow-in-the-dark pigment mixed with regular alcohol, like the type they use to clean wounds. Next, I went with some purple. And I'm pretty sure I just started mixing these together. Yeah. And last over here, you're gonna see me doing a nice peridot green. I went in with some, I think yellow and green ink. And then I actually add, as you will see, some of the pigment, the glow-in-the-dark pigment, but it hasn't been diluted into alcohol, made into an ink. Mainly I do that because it's easier to carry around, it's easier to put away, but for the powder, I mean, I'm just getting it out of the bag and putting it in there. Always make sure to give it a nice mix when you do add those colors. As you can see, this light lime green is kind of taking a little while, especially because of the pigment that is in powder. You kind of want to really dilute that. So I highly suggest to mix it. It's this AB resin actually has a pretty long mixing time. I want to say it's like 45 minutes work time. So you actually have plenty of time. So as you can see, I pre-poured all of my molds, and then I went and I mixed one by one, and I didn't run into any problems doing that. So this is another tray that I did. Now this one that you see me pouring into right now, it looks kind of rainbow. What I did is I actually grabbed makeup, and I used one of those makeup applicators, like the little spongy ones that come with really old palettes, and you kind of just press that onto your silicone mold, and then when you add the resin to it, the pigments actually attach themselves to the resin. Here I'm using what looks like white mica, is actually a lovely Kathleen Lights loose pigment from ColourPop. I like to use my makeup sometimes into my art. If I can't really find a mica from my stash that matches what I need, I'll just use makeup, because, you know, I'm not allowed to put that makeup on, that mica on my face like it was makeup, but I can definitely use my makeup as if it was mica for my art. So again, given nice mixes, I am actually going back and forth in these guys because I was trying to do kind of like a pearl looking, you know, resin piece that I was going to use for a pearl from Steven Universe phone case, and then the colorful one was actually supposed to be kind of going into opal from Steven Universe, which is the fusion of pearl and amethyst, but you know, nerdy stuff. And I had a little resin left over, so I just made a tiny one, and yeah, because I felt like it, you know, made it glow in the dark, kind of pearly, kind of cute. Added some white for opacity. That's really important if you ever want something to be a little more opaque. As I said before, make sure that you know which ones of your inks or pigments are opaque and which ones are going to be transparent. As you see, one drop of this white was way enough to make it nice and opaque. I wanted it to be a little translucent, but not all the way. Again, this is up to you. This is your preference of what you are making. And here we've come to my favorite, the spinel heart. So I've kind of made different versions of this one, some of them more transparent, some of them with less glitter, but it's still my favorite mold to use. And now we get to everybody's favorite part, which is demolding, or taking these guys out of their molds. So you can see the edges are a little rough. It's okay, I kind of go over it with a nail file whenever it comes out too bubbly or too rough on the edges, and it is just fine. And as you can see, these babies pop out pretty easy. There's no much fighting with these, and all of the color is nice on there. I think there's only one that I was kind of about. I want to say it's this white one, but whatever. The things that I wouldn't like is, for example, if a pigment wasn't properly mixed in there. If I was distracted, sometimes what will happen, but you know, it is what it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed looking at my process of making resin pieces and how I make these lovely phone case pop sockets. And as always, if you are interested in purchasing any of these, I sell them on my Etsy. I also sell custom ones on my Etsy. So you just send me a message saying what device you got, what theme you want. If you want a pop socket, it is extra because, you know, you saw how much work it was. But anyways, hope to see you around, or not really, everybody stay home and social distance and stuff. But all right, bye.